Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2, Mask of the Betrayer. This is Big Los, and let's have a word with Safiya.
I didn't think the spirits would actually pursue us out of the barrow. The bear spirit is as stubborn as he is colorful.
I really need to find some answers as to why I'm here.
I agree. If we didn't have to stay here to pry some answers from Magda, I'd suggest that we slip past the spirit army and leave Molcentir behind us.
Spoken like a true red wizard. Leave the locals to fend for themselves.
I assure you I have little in common with others of my circle, but I realize comments like that might give the wrong impression. My point was only that the people of Molcentir are superstitious and live in fear of the spirits of the land. That fear is what drives them. These people don't want to understand the forces of the land. They wish to live in terror of them.
I agree. These people are happy being superstitious, so let them fear the world beyond their walls.
Exactly. If terror is what drives their warriors to train and their witches to practice their magic, terror is their blessing. That said, the spirit army outside the city is waiting for us. If these people truly live in accordance with the spirits of the land as they claim, no spirit will breach these walls.
You said something to that bear spirit about how you knew his true self. What did you mean by that?
Animal spirits have packs and pecking orders just as their mortal kin do. That bear we met was the pack leader of that barrow. A spirit noble, one could say. When we first met him, he was still half in hibernation. No doubt our battle roused him to full strength.
Our last battle roused him? I recall defeating him rather soundly.
A spirit of his strength is nearly eternal. We did not kill him, only disrupted his form for a short while.
So if he's beaten, the rest of the animal spirits will leave us alone?
Perhaps. Though we can't permanently defeat him, we can certainly drive him and his minions back to their barrow. However, animal spirits of his age often exhibit honor and nobility in their actions. Like any animal, if he's subdued by force, he'll show respect. Perhaps then he could be commanded to leave us in peace.
He must have a serious grudge against me to come this far.
According to the witches, the bear spirit claims you defiled his sacred ground. Perhaps your presence there was enough to warrant his pursuit. But I think that power you used to destroy the spirit wolf has something to do with it.
I think so too. So, I take it you'll be heading home now?
Why? I promised to find you some answers. I can't leave yet.
What about those red wizards? They spoke of trouble at your academy.
Yes, I fear the worst for the academy. And my mother. To be honest, I've been half tempted to make my way back home, but...
Let's wait for her to finish her thought.
If my mother is dead, then I'll be carrying out her last wishes. As long as you wish my aid, you have it.
Your continued companionship would be greatly appreciated.
Then it's settled. Now, we should deal with that spirit army.
Let's keep moving. And then I'm going to want to talk to you again to see if I get that loyalty-based feat that I was trying to get back in the Vale. Doesn't look like we shifted our alignment at all, so let's talk to you again, Safiya.
We've been traveling together for a while now. Long enough for me to learn that you are trustworthy and capable. You have the drive and integrity that I see in my greatest students. I wish to teach you as we travel.
What would you like to teach me?
While my official tenure as an instructor is a new development, I've been teaching the arcane arts since I was a child, really. Spells are a small part of what I teach. My students are often new to the magical arts. Before they learn their first cantrip, they need to have their minds sharpened so that they can view the world through a scholar's eye.
So you wish to open my mind? Like Quato?
Our journey often has long stretches of travel and many idle hours by the campfire. I wish to use that time to teach you. Perception, memory, focus, all of these qualities can be heightened if you open yourself to the possibility that any problem can be solved with your mind.
I would be glad to have you teach me.
Excellent. It will be good to be an instructor once again. Now, shall we carry on?
Based on Safiya's influence status with you, loyal, 50 points, you have gained the influence-based feat Loyalty of the Red Wizard, giving you a bonus to your intelligence and strengthening any spells you cast. Well, I don't think that works if you're not a spellcaster. You know, if the captain's only using scrolls or wands, I don't think that'll help at all. Let's check this out. Okay, she places a great deal of trust. We get +1 to intelligence and +2 to all spell save DCs. Okay, so our saves go up versus spells. Our intelligence goes up to 25, but our modifier for that ability doesn't increase. But it might on our next loyalty-based feat, which will occur at 75, I believe. So let's go in here and talk to the warden, Tirzah the Old. As you have disturbed the spirits, you also disturb me. For what reason are you here? Shiva Whitefeather told me I could find help here against the spirit army. Help? From this lot? Trust in their help, and you only find yourself alone when trouble comes. But if you wish to persist in this foolishness, you may speak with the prisoners. Be warned. 2 you need not fear. But as for the 3rd, guard your thoughts. Alright. What happens when we talk to you again? Leave me be. Can we steal anything from you? No, nothing. Alright, so let's talk to these 2 prisoners over here. Here's the first one. Mighty Groznek. Okay, so he seems oddly at peace despite the nature of his surroundings, because he's going to be hanged. You want something from me? Let's see. I need strong warriors like yourself to help defeat Oku, the Bear King. Interested? I earned my name in battle, but no hand will I raise against the spirits. Their reach and their memories are long. I haven't seen anyone like you before. What are you? He's hag spawn. Mother was a hag. Father was some unlucky fellow. From Joab the Cutpurse. Quiet, small one. I can speak my own voice. I can speak my own words. He does speak true. Because of my heritage, I am an outcast. Is that why you're in here? No. There were 3 who taunted me into a rage. My blade was the first to leave its sheath, and so here I wait. You killed them. I did, and I regret nothing. Release from this existence shall bring me the peace which eludes me. You want to die? I am trapped in this existence as an outcast through no fault of my own. I gladly accept my fate, since it will bring me the peace which has eluded me. Go now. I do not wish to speak to you any longer. Okay, so he's not interested in helping us. He says, leave me to my fate. And he's got nothing to steal, so let's talk to this. Looks like a halfling with chops. Joab the Cutpurse. If you're going to ask me what you asked Groznek, I've got the same answer. No. What crime did you commit? There was a misunderstanding about the ownership of some coins I found while visiting the local bazaar. Naturally, the witches took the word of the locals over my own. I don't suppose these coins were in someone else's pouch when you found them, were they? Hey, I'm just a traveler from Loirin. I didn't even get a chance to learn what the local customs were before the misunderstanding occurred. Look, you made your offer. I turned you down, and that's that. We got nothing else to talk about. Alright, so be that way. You'll get your hand cut off, probably. Better hope they don't practice Sharia law here. And here is the 3rd prisoner that we can talk to. What do you think? 3rd time's a charm? Looks like he's standing in a binding circle. Not unlike the one that was holding us in the beginning of the game. So let's check him out. Tall and ruggedly handsome. Huh, okay. With blue or violet skin. Okay. What is he, like a Zentradi? Oh, looks like he's got a bunch of buffs on him already. Alright, let's have a word, shall we?
Ah, more jailers come to rattle my cage? Here I was, settling into a relaxing dream. Now you've gone and spoiled it.
I'm not your jailer, but I might be your benefactor.
Ah, honeyed words from the other side of the cage. And what tune must I sing in return, I wonder? Whatever wards and locks bind this prison, I think clever words are the key to unlocking them. Go on. I am listening to your offer, my benefactor.
What crime have you been jailed for?
My crime? It is a serious one. You see, I am too handsome to look upon. It is a burden I alone must bear. Besides, I have no interest in the softly flowing curves of the tattooed one with you, so you need not fear me as a rival.
What did he just say?
It is no matter. Here I will remain, so as not to ruin your chances with a fairer sex.
Don't martyr yourself for my sake.
If not your sake, then whose? I have few options in this dreary place. But come now. This banter is delightful, but something must have brought you here other than the chance to converse with me.
I'm looking for recruits to protect Molcentir. You interested?
Seeking soldiers, are you? You have come to the wrong cell. I am neither foolhardy nor desperate enough to fight barbarians or Thayans. Go find a poorhouse and scatter a few coppers. That might yield better results.
Don't you want out of prison? Your freedom? So you'd rather be caged here?
No one cages me against my will. I am sheltering myself here by choice, stranger. That braying legion at the gates will be hard-pressed to reach here. The runes my matronly warden scrawled around this cell shall protect me somewhat. But while she possesses some skill with enchantments against the spirit, there were a number of wards on my cell I had to fix myself. Good eyes, a steady hand, and a pleasant disposition are 3 things she lacks.
So these wards won't seal you? So these wards don't seal you?
Nothing these hut-dwellers with delusions of grandeur can draw in the dirt can cage such a spirit as I. Nor will their enchantments and wards shield them more than a thin robe when Oku's claws ran through them. And why should I join you in this exceedingly hopeless battle?
Let's do charisma, because in all the time I've been here, you haven't asked me to leave, and I think there's a reason.
Careful, or they'll throw you in here for being charming and well-spoken too, even if you aren't quite as beautiful as I am. I admit, both your presence and your request intrigue me. Slightly. But that's a slight more than most.
I'll take that as a compliment. A slight compliment.
An excellent rebuttal. I think this bodes well for our travels. Very well. You have a willing soldier at your side. Shall we be off? And please, let us visit the witch warden on the way out, so I can pay my respects to her gentle, loving soul.
Yeah, Edward from Twilight called. He wants his archetype back. Oh, you can gain more influence if you have a lot of ranks in spellcraft, but since we don't, we didn't get it. But we did get 1,000 XP for recruiting him. Okay, well. So this is Gann. He's a hag spawn, and he's a spirit shaman, which is like a sorcerer for the druid class. So he casts spells like a sorcerer, but he picks his spells from the druid class, of course. And he gets all these other feats. He could do spirit form. He has all these spells which are naturally druid spells. but he has a lot more castings per day. More spells, but less of which to choose from. Or more castings, I should say.
Well now, what do you want?
Alright. So why don't we take our leave, and I guess we'll talk to Tirzah the Old, or whatever. Ah, at last my eyes fall again upon your beauty, my matron of the cell. This one is cursed for taking you, spawn of hags, and I shall be glad to be rid of you. Nothing but trouble for me, for the city you are. Tirzah. Shall you be glad to be rid of me, beautiful matron? Do not think I did not see the longing eyes you cast at me as you drew your runed circles on the floor of my cell. What lies are these? Eyes of shame are the only eyes I have for you. Shame! Now, there is no need to mask the feelings I stir in you. And your age but makes you seem wrinkled like a prune fruit. I see what dances in your thoughts as you dreamed the slow hours of the day here, away in this prison. In the golden woods of Erling, you once sang for an hour a hymn to the sun, and dreamed that it was a shield carried by a warrior who watched over you. And such passion in that song. Why, it gives you strength even now. You are a dangerous creature, Dreamwalker. The tales of you all speak such, and many are those you wound with your arrow flight of words and humor. Do not think us deaf to those who suffer because of your careless footsteps in their thoughts and dreams. Get hence from my thoughts, I warn you. Is what she says true? Yes, she speaks truly. I am that which all farmers with ripe daughters fear, the masked brigand who dances in the fires of their sweet children's minds and leaves footprints that no wind or time can erase. And old mother, do not think your mind has not laid down paths for me to stroll. Such thoughts in a woman your age, it would put even a farmer's fiery-loined daughter to shame. You are a thief, a twister of words. Go meet the spirit army then, but you will not have my blessing upon you, now or ever. Okay, well, looks like he got on this old woman's bad side, so let's take our leave of this prison, and we'll continue onward. And you know what? I think before we go do anything else, let's talk to Gann some more. Find out more about him.
Yes, what do you want?
What's wrong?
The spirits are restless. There's a legion waiting outside the gates, led by old King Bear. He's awake, and not pleased about it. What did you take from him anyway? I've never seen or heard such an uproar. I'm surprised the land isn't tearing itself apart.
I took nothing from him. He was in the barrow when I awoke.
Well, whatever angered him, I hope something can calm him down again. If his rage grows any more, then Mulsantir will be drowning in blood.
Any advice you have for beating him?
Well, our chances are not the best. In that, you can be assured I am speaking true. Still, we have one advantage. Oku's army.
What makes you say that?
The bear god came here with an army. Why? That army sustains his rage and his strength. They are like a drumbeat for his heart. Defeat them, then focus your attention on Oku, and you may very well survive the day. But I'm not making any promises, mind you.
How will I know when he's weak enough?
I will do what I can to let you know. Listen for my voice over the din of battle. Until you hear me call out, I would not attack Oku directly. Instead, do whatever you can to slow him down and keep him at paw's length.
And if you fall?
Then use your best judgment. But if you've allowed me to fall, then clearly that is lacking.
Let's see. I have some questions for you.
Of course. Ask what you will, and I will do my best to answer.
Tell me a little about yourself.
A little? There is so much to tell. And to think you'd only want to hear the smallest bit of it. I am insulted.
Alright, tell me a lot about yourself.
What? Do you think I am some sort of long-winded braggart? My, your charm spells seem to be failing one by one.
I'd like to know who I'm traveling with.
Oh. Well now, that is a different matter. I am Gannayev, Gann-of-Dreams. He who walks in the dreams of the people of Rashaman, especially the passionate dreams of farmers' daughters. I make deals with spirits, speak with the mountains and forests, and tell tales of old that bubble up from the brooks and streams of this land.
Were you born here?
Now there's a tale. Actually, I was born from no mother or father, but from dream itself. I was conceived as an idea, a stray thought that had to fend for itself in this harsh land. It made me strong, capable, and ruggedly handsome.
You were born from a dream.
Indeed, stepped fresh and whole from the sleeping minds of this great land, able to walk in and out of dreams at my whim and my will.
But you are a hag spawn.
Do I look like a hag spawn? Come now.
Well, we got a lot of choices to choose from. We could say, that isn't what I asked, or we could taunt him, but I don't have any ranks in it. We could probably win on a bluff. But let's do diplomacy. Shall we trade bits of background?
Very well, a game. Now that interests me. And while I despise fairness, I must admit I am slightly curious about you.
I was born in a small town, West Harbor, on the Sword Coast. It bordered the Mare of Dead Men.
Not as interesting as I'd hoped. Still. Very well. I was born in a city that lies beneath water. Where this city is, I do not know. I see it sometimes in my dreams, but its location eludes me. As do the faces of my mother and my father, if they existed at all.
I never knew my mother and my father. He was more of a guardian than a father.
Ah, an orphan. Intriguing. I shall raise you one better. I am an orphan as well. I do not know the fate of my father, but my mother, I believe her to be the one that cast me out. Ironic to give birth to me, then to feed me to the wilds of Rashaman. Not very motherly, but hags are not known for such kindnesses, I suppose.
How did you survive?
The animals of the world took me in. The dead shepherded the living. It mattered not to them. I learned their speech, their greetings and farewells, the cries of the wild and the whimperings of those lost. To some it is a dirge. To me it is a symphony. And the strains are familiar ones that speak purer than any Rashemi word.
So you were left to wander the land?
There are worse fates. And the more I spoke and bartered with the dead, the more the spirits would come to my aid. My powers grew, and so did the tales of my travels, until every farmer in this dreaming nation held a blade close to their bed, in case I should visit their daughters in the night.
Did you ever try to find your homeland?
No, because I dream of it. It is close, a place of night and flowing water through stones. I feel its presence sometimes, but I do not know if I ever truly wish to return. It cast me out once, and I do not think I would enjoy being treated the same way a second time. And I fear that my mother was not the ruling power there.
Can you tell me a little about your parents?
Oh, I can indeed tell you but a little, for little is all I knew of them. A human for a father, yes. A hag for a mother, yes. But who they were, that is not known to me.
Good riddance to them, then.
And that is exactly my feeling in the matter as well. If they cast me away, so shall I do the same.
Let's see, I had questions for you.
Of course. Ask what you will, and I will do my best to answer.
Oh, never mind. Let's continue on. Alright, so now we can go explore the rest of this part of Molcentir that we haven't seen before. What will we find? Find out in the next episode. This is Big Los, signing off. See you next time, and Tango Buen Dia.